So a quick word on straight knives versus helical heads. I'm partial to the straight knives. There's a couple reasons for that. Well, the main reason is adjustability. I like the adjustability of straight knives. I've only used helical heads. I've never set helical knives in the heads, but you know, it's a big investment in your machine. So unless it comes with it, is it worth it? And are you just buying one to make your machine perform better than it's meant to? I wouldn't say that switching out from straight knives to helical heads is going to change your planer all that much. It might make it run smoother, sound better, and last longer, but it's a good idea to get really comfortable with them. Like, it might be easier to change the knives for some people, but it does take time to get used to sharpening and replacing straight knives. But at the end of the day, you get good adjustability. And I can set these within 0.02 of an inch all the way across through 3 different blades. And it works great. I can use them for a while. I take care of my knives. I don't run knots over it. I keep all my lumber off the concrete so that it doesn't pick up grit from the floor. And I take care of them. And it makes the knives last longer. And when they need to be done, I take them out. I hone them with my water stones. And then I put them back in. And I can do that, you know, between 4 and 6 times between a grind. So for a one-person shop that just does fine furniture, they last forever. I've only ground my knives once. In all the years I've been in here working. So now there was a time I could have done it, but I ended up getting a new machine. So when I get a new machine, I usually need to get new knives. But I'm doing it more and more now, and I can hone and reset my knives on my 12-inch joiner in 45 minutes. The first time I set my knives on an 8-inch joiner, it took me like 4.5 hours, and I got too frustrated I had to do it in 2 days. So it takes time, and you have to be able to push yourself towards that 0.02 of an inch difference. That's 1/1000th over or under 0 on your dial, referencing the outfeed table. It's hard to do, but you can do it, and then eventually it just gets a lot faster. I can set my knives by eye better than I can set them with the jig for that planer, just by looking at it. So, and that's how I set that one. So I use one end of the jig. I raise the knife to touching the bottom of the jig on the low end, and then I set the other side by eye close to that, and I get square material. Whereas if I use the jig all the way across, I don't get square material. It doesn't work. So yeah. So I like straight knives. I paid $125 for this planer, and it needed work for sure. I put a lot more time into this than $125 worth, but for me, moving to a helical cutter doesn't make sense right now. In the future, if I was to have one machine with a helical cutter, it would be a planer. I don't know if I would do it with this machine though. I don't see this planer being my last planer, but it should be a good planer that holds me out for a long time. Anyways, that's why I'm sticking with straight knives.